The final story of our dear Ricky takes place in the middle of my most recent campaign. In this campaign, Ricky and I were players together, but he asked if he could run a short Star Wars campaign for each of us. I really did not want to, but all the other players had never played and asked me to please join. As it was only meant to last a short time to possibly entice us into a longer campaign, I agreed. First red flag, this was Ricky. Second red flag, he was merging Star Wars D20 with Star Wars Saga Edition. I believe that was the name. For those who are unaware, that is like trying to mix 3.5e D&D with 5th edition D&D. Some things directly translate, but the vast majority do not. Our cast: Ricky the GM, Gary a Wookiee fighter, Ryan a human Jedi. Basically, he was a bard. Mark a young Yoda. Yes, he was a Jedi. And me, our pilot. Our game starts with us on a small planet, having been summoned by a general. We are given a mission to examine a nearby station that has stopped communicating. We fly over, and there is no power except on one floor. We land and slowly make our way through the abandoned station, fighting some large rat-like creatures. We find streaks of blood leading to a conference room with a closed sliding door. It's obviously an ambush, so we set up our cover and push the obvious button that will open the door. Inside is a Sith and 2 bodyguards, and we basically ambush the ambushers. The door we open also leads directly out to our ship. We were really irritating Ricky by rolling well and peppering the Sith. Mark is single-handedly handling both bodyguards. Ryan is using an ability that basically stuns the Sith and then runs into cover. It looks like we will easily win when Ricky reveals how during the fight, the large conference table is hit and destroyed, and a small girl runs out in fear. Yep, we now have a civilian we all want to protect. Secondly, he tells Ryan he can't use his ability anymore, as it's stopping the big bad evil guy of the campaign from doing anything. We all complain, but he talks over us and tells us how he blocks all our force powers. Okay, well, I guess we'll run. But now we are pinned in this room. I managed to get out with the girl and start the ship as the party readied their escapes. Mark is the next to follow, as Ryan and Gary are taking cover on the sides of the room. Ricky then proudly announces as a Jedi jumps in and starts fighting the Sith, and literally traps Gary and Ryan there, so we have to watch the fight. After the first round, Ryan comes to me and says, "Just open fire." I follow the order and open up with a large laser Gatling gun. Multiple nat 20s rip through both the Jedi and the Sith. Ricky looks at Ryan angrily and says, "OP is shooting your uncle. Aren't you gonna stop him?" Ryan shrugs and says, "I didn't know it was my uncle, and it's already happening. On my next turn, I will tell him." Ricky angrily ties up the battle with Ryan's uncle dying. Apparently, this was a big thing, but Ryan didn't even know the uncle character was going to be around, so he just shrugged. Now that we're all aboard the ship and undocked, we open fire and absolutely destroy the space station. We see the Sith approaching a small ship, so I ask if I can shoot the ship, and I get told to roll. Nat 20. Ricky says, "Miss." That's right, I missed on a nat 20 because we can't kill the big bad evil guy now. It's only halfway through the session and we're all completely mad. But we go back to report and hand over the girl when the Sith arrives with a fleet and attacks the planet we are on, causing an evacuation. We get onto a large cruiser and are told to protect the heir to some planet's nobility while on the ship. Okay. Huge ship fight breaks out and we can only do minor things that aren't really changing anything. Soon, basically all commanding officers are dead. Gary, who was on a gun turret, gets angry because he can't hit anything and literally rage quits and goes to sit with the air. I'm piloting. Ryan's assisting Mark as they try to cover our escape. I managed to pilot the escape with many rolls, the lowest of which was 17. We warp out, the party is cheering and applauding me for saving us. Ricky doesn't look happy and tells me we come out of warp too close to a planet. By too close, he means we're already entering orbit and I must roll to save us. And I kid you not, 2 nat 20 pilot rolls with some smart thinking and planning to jettison some unoccupied parts of our ship to make landing easier. We land relatively safely on a small water planet with only a single continent, and the session ends, after which we all give our honest feedback about how it was too railroady and we couldn't really do anything, and if we stepped out of strict restrictions or try to do anything cool, we are shut down. Ricky nods and says he will think about the criticism. 2 hours later, the Star Wars game is cancelled because, as Ricky puts it, none of you guys like Star Wars anyway. Gary rightfully responded, "Actually, we would have loved it if you weren't running it." I spy a suspicious number of nat 20s, but I'll leave that alone. Ricky doesn't seem very flexible. He basically hopes that you roll low instead of either letting things happen or making it so that you can feel like you're making some sort of a difference while still letting the planned story happen. It's like he knows how everything is going to play out, but once something challenges it, then he has to force it to play out the way he wants, rather than bending things towards the way he wants. When you force something too hard, it breaks the immersion, and the players feel powerless. But when you bend with the players, then immersion can be maintained and balanced to fit what you're trying to do and play off the player's input. D&D is a test of improvisation for the DM, and Ricky's improv skills seem to be lacking. Anywho, what do you all think about this situation and this series overall?